This morning I'm testing the 2018 Kia Stinger GT. This is a rear-wheel drive, and I thought I'd do a POV night drive. It's early on a Sunday morning, not a lot of traffic, and we almost have the roads to ourselves. So let's take this thing out and see what it can do. I spent a couple days in this Stinger GT, probably the most drive time I've had in one so far. Before this, I tested one at Road America for about 15 minutes, and I had pretty good first impressions. These GTs are really nice cars, and overall, the Stinger is a great platform. I think it offers a really nice performance bargain in the market. This one comes in just under 40 grand, around 39,000. The interior materials are okay. I think they're acceptable for what this car does from a performance standpoint. They're not great. There's a little bit of a rattle in the boot that's annoying, but it's something I've experienced on pretty much every Stinger that I've driven, and I think it's just the rear hatch / tailgate. Something back there's rattling that Kia needs to address. You'll be hearing that all throughout this video, so we'll start with that. That's a note. Let's get into how this thing drives. Right off the bat, I mean, this drive is very similar to just the regular old Stinger. And steering is light. There's a kind of a sharpness and a dartiness to the front end. This is a really, really fun car to drive from a dynamics perspective. Brake pedal feels awesome. The power is awesome. It's very, very capable on the road, and the turbo V6 sounds really good as well. There's definitely a liveliness to this chassis that Kia's really nailed with the dynamics. You've got a couple different drive modes: Comfort, Sport, Eco, and then Smart, which kind of detects the type of driving situation that you're in and tunes the car's responsiveness accordingly. Paddle shifters seem to work pretty well. Nice quick response from the buttons. Let's do a little second gear pull onto the highway here. It's going to upshift into third for me automatically. No bouncing off the red line in the Stinger GT. Really good traction off the line there. This thing really hooks up. I assume these are Michelins on here. This car does ride down the highway really well. In comfort mode, it can be a little bit floaty sometimes. And I think Sport kind of stiffens everything up a little bit more with the adjustable dampers, but just something to know is that it rides very well. The ride quality in this is nice, and it can move around a little bit, but overall I think it's a really nice balance. Putting it into Sport mode here. Plenty of grip around this entrance ramp. These tires really do a good job putting down some G-forces. Transmission in this shifts nice and quickly. We're in Sport mode right now. Things are just a little bit sharper, a little bit more immediate. And you still have that dang trunk rattle. I'm sorry, but that stuff just annoys the heck out of me. It's not like it's an individual car, but It's literally been present in every single Stinger that I've driven, and there might be a service bulletin out on it from Kia. I hope there is. I hope there's a fix for it, so for some of the owners. Maybe some of you guys can chime in. But it's pretty loud. Besides that trunk rattle, though, this is a fantastic, it's a really nice package. This V6 sounds good. It adds just a little bit more like strength and muscle to this car. The 2-liter turbo is an excellent engine as well, but this definitely has some oomph to it. As well as just a higher threshold of performance. The grip from these tires is fantastic. They've done a really good job tuning the suspension. In sport mode, this thing is flat. Pretty quiet on the highway too, not a lot of wind noise. The track's nice and straight. I drove the all-wheel drive Stinger GT, and you know, I would kind of prefer the rear-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive definitely saps a little bit of power from this, doesn't make it feel as fast. And this rear-wheel drive puts its power down so well that unless if you're driving this thing in the winter or you just really, really want that extra traction and confidence from an all-wheel drive system, this is a really good package. It's a really good way to go. I don't feel traction limited with this rear-wheel drive, even off the line. It's not like the warmest morning. It's a little bit foggy and greasy out here. There's not a ton of traction. This isn't an ideal traction day today, and this GT is doing a really good job putting its power down. I'm quite impressed. Throw some snow tires on this and you'd have a lot of fun. Alright guys, well those are some first impressions on the GT after having just a little bit more time in it. I'm going to do a daytime review, sum up this car a little bit more. Anyway, you know, a lot of impressions on this car so far. Pretty much every journalist has reviewed it so far. I'm pretty late to the game, but wanted to give you a sense behind the wheel and just make you aware of one of my biggest gripes with this car, which is the trunk rattle. But, you know, honestly, something like that's probably a pretty easy fix. They can get in there, a dealership can go on and secure whatever's moving around, and it's not a big deal. But the fact that it's been on every single Stinger GT, to me, shows that it's a problem, and it's just something that needs to be addressed. Anyway, guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Otherwise, this is a really, really fantastic car. I think it offers a really unique bargain in the performance market, and it's an interesting competitor to the new Accord, to the new Camry, to the Avalon. It's not as nice in here, I will say that. You know, this is a little bit more of a performance package. You're getting a lot in handling, you're getting a lot in dynamics, you're getting a lot with power and braking performance and suspension tuning, and there's a little bit left on the table with interior quality and fit and finish and stuff like that. But the materials in here are okay. I think it looks nice. The design is kind of Italian, it's kind of cool. So it depends on what you're looking for. My advice, as always, is to go drive everything that you're interested in and make the decision based on what best suits your needs and preferences. So anyway, Stinger GT, pretty nice marks, really impressive from a performance standpoint. Just plagued with this trunk rattle that's been driving me nuts, and as you can see, I've been mentioning it a lot in this video, and I'm hoping that Kia is listening and that they fix it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Just a cool looking car. This thing does get some attention on the road too. Had a lot of people just stick their heads out their windows looking at this thing. It definitely has some presence with these larger wheels and brakes. And this blue isn't too shabby either.